Hey guys, this is Lisa again, and I just wanted to talk about a rather serious issue today. So it is a serious video, just to warn you. It's about bullying. I know a lot of people think that that issue is overdone, but I really don't for several reasons, and I'm going to cover them in this video tonight. Also, another reason that I wanted to discuss it is I've actually been through bullying, and I realize I've never talked about this on the video or really on the internet at all, at least in any public forums. I've told friends about it that I'm close to, but not posted it anywhere. So I wanted to tell you guys a story about that. To give you a sort of view of how it is to be bullied, not just watching someone be bullied and feeling bad about it, which is good, but it is a different point of view. In third grade, I was bullied by 3 girls, and that's how it happens a lot. It happens in groups because one person thinks that they're powerful enough to put someone down and that they're untouchable that way. And it's easier for people, just as a rule, it's easier for people to go along with that person and join in and tease the kid or tease the person or tease the adult than it is to stand up for them. In third grade, I had a lot of trouble with these 3 girls. They were very popular girls, as popular as you can be in third grade. And I wasn't called fat or stupid or anything, but of course, as a kid, everybody notices everything wrong with you. Like, they notice your last name, they notice how you look, they notice how you are, and who your mother is and everything. So I don't remember a lot that they said, but I do remember they made fun of my last name, which I'm not going to tell you because I want safety reasons. But they also made fun of the fact that I have a lot of hair on my arms. And when I was a kid, it was a lot darker. And it was a lot weirder to them because, most kids have bare arms. So I was made fun of for that. I had a coordination issue, and they would just do it all the time. But they wouldn't do it in places that teachers would see them. I was lucky the class didn't join in mostly. I mean, occasionally people would, but I would go to lunch, and I remember this one time that they stole my lunch kit, and my mom would write me little notes, or my dad would write me little notes and poems and stuff and put it in my lunch kit, and so I had a very personalized lunch. So they stole my lunch kit, and they were teasing me, and I got so upset about something, and I ran to the restroom and just sat there and cried. And before I went, I told my friend to tell my teacher when they got back that I was just sick and that I was in the nurse because I didn't want to admit that I was upset. Turns out my teacher found out. She was the most amazing person and still is in my life, because she refused to let it go. And sadly, my principal wanted to let it go. She wanted to let us work it out ourselves. And I suppose that's a fair enough idea, especially as third graders, because you're still really young and you're still kind of figuring yourself where you are, I don't know, on the playground. But she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to get in it. She wanted to let us work it out ourselves. So she refused to talk to the parents or anything, and my teacher wouldn't deal with that, and she made a very risky move, and she called the parents herself, and I want to thank her for that, Miss Wenzel, because I realize now she probably could have lost her job for doing that, but she called the parents, and it kind of came down to parenting, because they called my mother. My teacher told them that they should call my mother and their children should call me and apologize to us. To apologize to my mom for doing this to their child, and to apologize to me for teasing. And they called, but these mothers were a lot like their children, which kind of proves to me the whole nurture thing. Because if you don't tell your kids that teasing is wrong, that bullying is wrong, they're going to do it. Or they're going to follow you. Or going to follow the other person who's teasing the kid and do it themselves. But the mothers were blaming each other. And the kids were like, sorry. As apologetic as a third grader can be. And I remember it really well. I don't remember a lot of stuff they said, but I remember how bad it made me feel and how hard it was for anyone to care. And I remember nobody stood up for me. I mean, my friends felt bad and they supported me and made me feel better later, but they didn't come in and say, Kate, leave her alone. It sucks. It really sucks. And I mean, I wasn't even bullied that bad. And I felt bad. You've seen the news. There have been kids who have been bullied so badly that they have committed suicide or have not been taught that they're okay enough to realize that it's not true, that none of the stuff that they say about you is true. And I wanted to tell you guys that story because bullying is just a massive fuck up of society. It really is. And it doesn't stop as kids. It really doesn't. This is why we carry on into junior high and why we say high school sucks. Because people bully people. A couple years ago as well, one of the girls in Facebook came back and sent me a message because she found me and said, I just want to tell you I remember what I did in 3rd grade and I'm sorry. She was the only girl who did it, but it made a world of a difference. And I'm just so proud of her and happy that she did that. Because while I was told by my mom that it's okay, it doesn't matter what they said, you're a great person and you're special and you're lovely and all that, it's kind of amazing to realize that other people realize what they did and that they affected you and that they're sorry. So for the first off, don't bully people. Just shut up if you're thinking of doing that. There's teasing and then there's bullying. And sometimes there's a very thin line between it. And I just feel so bad for people. For Amanda Todd, and for kids, and for adults who are getting bullied and can't get out of it and have no one to tell them that they're okay and that they're beautiful and that they're brilliant and that they're smart and good and that they should never listen to these people who actually are just unhappy with themselves. I just feel so bad for them, and it brings me to tears a lot. So I just wanted you guys to know that. Be kind to one another. Don't say things without thinking about what you're saying. Sorry, screen went out. It's just, we go through enough troubles without creating troubles for each other. So be good to one another. And this is the last point I'm going to cover because this video is long already, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry because this is an important issue and I think you should hear about it. Stand up for those people that are being bullied. In 10th grade, 11th grade, I was on the bus with my friend, and she's autistic. She's very heavily autistic. And this is still one of my worst memories ever of high school, because I hate people sometimes. I hate people for the way that they treat autistic people. And I mean, even good people do this, because autistic kids, autistic adults are different from other people. And sometimes it is hard to talk to them, because it is on an entirely different level, and they're having so much coming at them, and they can't filter it. Their filters are all out of whack, and it's just, the friend I was with, she was very hard to deal with sometimes, but she still is the sweetest, one of the sweetest girls I've ever known in my life. And this kid was teasing her, and we were sitting about midway down the bus, and the entire part of the bus behind them was silent, and they just watched, and they just listened. They didn't stand up for anyone, and I was so pissed. That is the one time that I've ever gotten close to punching someone, to getting in a fight, because I was so pissed at this guy. He was just mocking her and saying things that she said in this high-pitched voice, and just like laughing, and his friends were laughing because, like I said, it's a group thing, and nobody stood up for them. A bus full of kids, of 11th graders who know better, who are just being assholes because they don't want to stand up against the person, wouldn't stand up for her. And this is what has gotten me depressed for years, that the world can be like this, that they, I'm really getting teary right now, that they can be so awful to a person. Sorry, one moment. Hey guys, I'm sorry for my face. I was crying for a minute there because it is something that really affects me. So my point is that if you can stand up for someone, then just do it, because they're going through shit and going through hell when they're being bullied, especially because most of the time it's about things that they can't help. That's just part of them. That just makes them a human being. So I'm sorry I'm getting a little teary and upset right now, but at the same time I'm not, because this does really affect me, and this affects everyone. And the only way that we're going to get a world that's peaceful and that countries can make peace between each other is if we can make peace between each other. So treat each other the way that you want to be treated. The golden rule, and it's true. And I think you guys should remember it in every single thing you do. Thank you for listening and watching. I really appreciate it. And if you made it this far, you're amazing. And I hope I didn't turn you off with my leaking face. So, thank you for listening. Bye.